Okay, hello everyone. My name is Putra Aditya Satriawan with the student number of 22151010005. And in this video, I will explain a little bit about the case of the leak of the computer security. So in this case, I will explain about the print driver in the Microsoft updates, which known as PrintNightmare. And I will explain also a lesson that we need to take care about. And for sure, this presentation will explore the pre-nightmare vulnerability with the exact code of CVE 2021-34527 in the Windows Print Spooler service. And we also will discuss the impact, the cause, and the crucial lesson in this case. So, what is the PrintNightmare actually? So the PrintNightmare is a Microsoft leak or Microsoft security problem that caused by the print spooler driver in the Microsoft update, which is a critical vulnerability that was discovered by the Windows print spooler service. And the system privilege is the attackers could execute arbitrary code with system level privilege. So that's the leak. And this case is disclosure in July 2021, and This become public in 2021 also in July. And most version of Windows were affected by this serious security flaw for sure because everyone most a lot of people here in the world is using Microsoft services. And yep, this is a timeline of the disaster. In the June 2021, the accidental publication of a proof concept exploit is occurred, and in the July 2021, the official PrintNightmare vulnerability was publicly disclosed. And because the Microsoft is known as a good service response, and the Microsoft finally released its initial partially effective security patch to patch or to fix the problem. And in August 2021, further patches address remaining issues for the vulnerability. And further timeline, it still attempts to exploit the vulnerability of continued, and it needs to be observed. And the news excerpt or the emergency patch. The news is the Microsoft rushed out emergency patch for Nightmare Zero Day, and for sure the news was reported in the register in July 2021, and this problem is highlighted as the critical severity and urgency for the vulnerability, and the patch was deployed immediately due to the active exploitation. And what is the vulnerability actually? The vulnerability is a lot of things going on here actually, but the first is the function load. The flow beside the RPC add printer driver X function, which have a problem with the leak of the communication between the computer and the printer, and that's the leak that attackers can be execute a program in the system level administration, system level access control, and it suffered from improper access control that allowing misissue. And of course, the unprivileged users could install arbitrary printer driver that may cause secretly inserted dangerous execution file, and the drivers then execute with the full system privilege that also cause so many problems here. And from the developer's oversight, this problem is occurred in the privilege handling. This vulnerability highlight critical oversights in the privilege management during the development, whether it's missing checks that no privilege check exists in the critical code path, and the permission failure also. The user permission were not validated before the driver installation, and the assumed trust, and also the misconfiguration in the driver itself, which is the printer driver in the Microsoft services. And what's the impact of this problem? The exploitation of PrintNightmare carried several consequences for the effective systems, which there are system compromise that control over the vulnerability machines, and the lateral movement that potential to spread across the entire network, and the code execution, of course, the code is enabling malware, data theft, and for sure ransomware attacks. And what that we can learn lesson that we can learn in this case, which is to list privilege to grant only minimum necessary permission that uh, already be standard in nowadays program. And then the input validation, rigorously sanitize all incoming user inputs. The code review, of course, it needs to identify vulnerabilities early in the development cycle. Patch management, and also disable spooler that Microsoft suggests disabling print spooler when not in use. So yeah, that's basically the problem here. And the point here is we need to, as a developer, we need to develop a careful and really think about all the worst case that can be happen. And we need to grant only minimum necessary permission in our program. So yeah, that's basically our my explanation. And thank you for watching this video.